These are all a result of what Israel has been doing.
Why do you mention Uganda? Because the British proposed that the Jews should move to Africa and Uganda. Pull up Uganda on a map, just so we're clear. What does that have to do with anything?
What I'm saying is before the Israeli were the Jews were transported to Palestine.
You know, right after that whole, World War II Holocaust genocide thing.
No, before.
Yeah.
Before.
During that time.
No, before. I'm talking about 1882.
Mm-hmm. When the Zionist movement started.
Exactly, 1882. Gotcha. At that time, there were only 3% of Jews living in Palestine. Mm-hmm. And they were like different. They said Argentina, they said Chile, Madagascar, South Africa, and Uganda. In 1903, the British government offered the Jewish people about 80,000 acres in Uganda. Mm-hmm. And they said no. And the reason that they said no, so there's what you don't know, there was like a big, this is very interesting, there was a big conflict between the rabbis and the secular Jewish movement. So the rabbis said, like, we cannot go, the rabbis were the one who actually objected, said, we cannot go to Palestine. It's like, what do you mean? It's the promised land. It's like, yes, it's the promised land when the real Jesus comes. So the secular said, well, maybe we should go to Palestine and that will invite real Jesus to come. It was like a whole, by the way, this is all in Theodore Herzl memoirs. You can read about that. And even 1903, Theodore Herzl, in page 96, in the pamphlet for the Jewish state, he said, maybe the Jewish people should just get what they can. So what I'm saying is these were discussions at the end of the 19th century and the 20th century. And then there's like the movement that wanted to put the the Jewish people in Israel actually won, and it happened very, 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 very slowly. By 1914, there were about 7% of Jewish people in Palestine. Now, when the Balfour Declaration happened, the only one who rejected the Balfour Declaration of like putting Jews in Palestine was a Jewish British businessman in the parliament that said, like, those people are British people and we should not put them into another place. I'm just giving you the historical.
You're giving us the history. I appreciate it. I get it. But I doubt the Jews were like, yo, Uganda, let's do it. No, they wanted Israel. But what do you do at this point?
I'm sorry. I'll have to disagree with you, sir, because you have to understand many of those Jews, they came from pogroms from Ukraine and from Russia.
Yeah. And
then when they went to London, they were really treated bad, and they were called the problem. We need the solution. And this is why when Hitler came to power, he said we need the final solution.
Of course.
So you understand, all of these problems happened between the Jews coming from Eastern Europe when they went to England and Western Europe. So basically, the British people didn't like them, and they want to push them out. So by the way, I mean, we can joke about that, but seriously, the whole thing about Madagascar, South Africa, Chile, and Argentina, and Uganda, these were real discussions with real budgets.
I'm very familiar with the Zionist movement. I get it.
And then at a certain time, so 1914, 7%, and then the Balfour Declaration, and then the First World War, nothing happened. Second World War with the Nazis were like maybe kicking and killing everybody.
Yeah.
And then they started to go in mass in Palestine.